J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm back here live. I got my guest, Aisha, the comedian, with me today. What's up, Aisha? How you doing?
What's happening? Happy Sunday. Happy Super Bowl Sunday at that.
I know, right? It was a blowout. It ain't too happy for anybody who was supporting Kansas City, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you put some money down, I'm sorry.
For real. That's one reason I don't like to even put money on that, to be honest with you. You be swearing up and down you're gonna win. I mean, nobody put money down thinking they're gonna lose and stuff. And man,
Do you think those games be orchestrated? Do you think they already know who the winner is before the game goes down?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't like to gamble because you don't know. I don't know. You when you lose, you feel that something ain't right. Whether it's at a casino, you think the slots ain't right, or the dealer ain't right, or the digital dealer ain't right. At least that's how I think.
Yeah.
Maybe people think it's just, that they luck ain't right and that they just gonna hit the next time.
As a female, I just be there around for the food and the good drinks and the halftime performance. That's Super Bowl for a female.
Yeah, I mean, hey, for non-gamblers, that's the same thing too. I never was a big gambler. I feel like that's worse spending the money than drugs, to be honest with you. At least drugs, at least you got something and a feeling, even though I think that's still not a good use of you. It's killing you.
And it ain't no teams that I've been really checking for that's in the Super Bowl either. So that plays a part too.
Yeah. Well, sports overall, to me, it hasn't been the same. With these people make so much money and are so young and things. I mean, they always have more money than the average person and things, but wow, these guys make a lot of money now. But it's kind of the way teams are. It's like you have about really like 5 guys or 6 guys make all the money, and then the rest like mid-level, but still those guys make a lot of money still. So
Yeah, and then the commercials be kind of dope too. They seem to put out the best or most creative commercials around Super Bowl time. So that's always a good thing to see.
Got a couple comments. What's up, Shy? How you doing, girl? I hope everything been good with you. Relax and chill TV. So I only put $5 on the game, so I'm good. I feel you on that. I didn't been a $5 or $10 just for the hell of it to make the game a little more interesting. Ain't nothing serious, going down. But a real gamble money, nah, I'm too. I don't. Even if you win the whole roller coaster of all of the stuff with I don't like that. And real money to me when I went through that was like $300. So
that sounds real to me.
Hey, that was real to me, and that was only once.
Did you win that much or did you lose that much?
Win that much.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now to lose that much, that's a different type of pain right there.
And see, it was so close that I didn't want to do it no more. You know what I mean? I didn't like that feeling of possibly losing that much.
The roller coaster.
Yeah, so fast at that. I mean, I know about myself. What up, Damian Kenny? What's good, fam? He say folks on SM stating Taylor Swift is gonna have to wait for the proposal. Yeah. One thing I noticed about me is I got buyer's remorse. So even if I like buy a pair of shoes or buy something, this has been like my whole life. I be thinking like, man, it took me like a week to get this money, or I did this or that, and so that's why I try to get something. I'll take care of it or hold on to it or something.
Yeah, you can't do that with a Super Bowl bet, huh?
Nah. And if I win, I cannot take care of that or hold on, do something with the money, I guess. But most people go back and gamble again. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Have you ever flown somewhere out of town to go see a Super Bowl? Like actually went to see a game live, or maybe went to New Orleans or someplace where it's lit?
nah, I always wanted to. One thing that actually hurt me when I was injured is that the Super Bowl was here in Indianapolis. They came in 2012. I was injured in October 2011. I was in the
Okay.
hospital and I had it all planned that I was going to take my son there and everything, me and my girlfriend and this and that. We was going to go there and go to all the stuff. Now I might not have been able to swing no tickets, but they had downtown blocked off and had all kind of
Yeah,
stuff going on.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and that wasn't even, but just go down there with some parking and a little whatever, and who knows?
Naptown.
But I was laid up in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? And then, when I did get out in January or whatever, the when it what I couldn't get nothing done. My girlfriend, she ended up going with her kids and left my son behind. Didn't even tell me they was going. I'm
Mm.
like, what? You ain't, man. I know you probably didn't want to be pushing me around or whatever, and all that people walking around, and you probably didn't want to be bothered, but you could at least took him. That's what I told her. And she like, no, we didn't know we was gonna go. How you ain't know you was gonna go?
Especially if you gotta take some kids, that takes some planning.
Exactly. You just happen to go downtown to the Super Bowl events where everything blocked off and you got to get parking and do this. Like, I get it. You don't want to be bothered.
And you
And
got to
I'm,
get the kids dressed. If you got boys, you got to make sure they hair cut. It's a lot.
man, and even if they didn't do all that, I don't know, but that's doing it the right way. I would hope so. But I get it at that time. I might not even wanted to have gone, because it'd be crowds of people bumping you and stuff in the wheelchair or doing this and that.
Not being respectful, yeah.
Yeah, or having to hold stuff and doing this and all the cracks and pushing up and doing this. Plus, if you push somebody for a long period of time, that's like a workout and things and stuff. So,
But if that's your man, your man, your man, we'll have to talk about that. That's the opposite subject. But when you got love for somebody, you got love for them, whether they got legs, whether they got arms, whether they got a nose on their face, like you fill in where they drop off when there's some real true love there. So you dodged the bullet because this thing, you would have been putting all your love into somebody that really wasn't there for you. So, hmm, do you
yeah, I
think
look
this?
and I don't think it was love. Maybe she's feeling a little guilt or something.
Mm-hmm. You want it to be true and intense because at this point, I'm 50, so I know y'all can't see me right now, but yeah, I turned the big 50 in January, and the reality comes that no, I'm not always going to be able to get around like I was when I was 20, neither. So you kind of try to even the playing field with people and start to seeing people for more of their character and personality versus their outside shell. I think that comes with age. You still there? Come back, Jay. It says we still alive and I'm by myself. I can't hear you. The sound is still muted. Say something.
You hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, cool, cool. I was
Do
like,
you,
damn, where the screen go?
do you
I
think the
was
Super Bowl is going to come back to Indianapolis ever?
nah. You know why I think not? Because well, you know what? All right, well, it's two possibilities. So the reason why they had it here is that at a point in time, right around then, they had the philosophy: let's bring the Super Bowl to cities that have new stadiums this so that way we can support owners buying and upgrading, spending the money to bring new stadiums to make the NFL more valuable and look better and support better. And then so that was having, that's why I came to Indianapolis, and that was a good idea. And then they would build a stadium. But now, since so many have stadiums, but then the philosophy has changed that Indianapolis was lucky it wasn't that cold that year because it's outside, and they loved what
It
happened
was a little cold that year. Too cold to be on
outside.
yeah, for the stuff
That's
they
the
had.
problem right there. So that's the gift and the curse. What happened at Indianapolis was the first time they shut down an area like that, had zip line, all these activities, like it was big. They loved that in the outcome, but
Hmm.
they hated that it's outside cold. So now they only want to have a dome in a warm area.
That's kind of what I was going to ask you. That was going to be my next question. Do you think they should have the Super Bowl only in states that are? I don't know. I have noticed, like over time, nowhere is really warm in February anymore. It used to be you could go to Florida, you could go to Georgia, you could go to Mississippi. They getting snow like we are in the Midwest now.
Yeah, and a lot of NFL teams are old school, are in old school places. Green Bay, this or that. So I think Kansas City and place Buffalo, Tennessee. It's a lot of places that it's very few warm weather places because that didn't expand throughout the history of the NFL. NFL was mostly East Coast
Yeah,
until later in their history, 60s and 70s or whatever. So, it'd be a lot more places that would be cold if they started to do that rotation they were saying. It
yeah.
would it would end up at a lot more cold places than warm places. So yeah, it probably won't. What up, Shad? You doing good? Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have to catch up, stay in contact as always. Rashonda, what's up, girl? I was wondering about you. Scants Rants, what's up? We're gonna get to that PlayStation. At first, I thought it was me last night. I tried to get on PlayStation the other night at like 2 o'clock of all times. I was bored. And it
Hmm.
wouldn't work. I'm up here checking my internet and everything, wondering what's going on. I had to look and see what's what I'm saying? And I didn't realize until I saw on my phone today that they had some type of outage across the nation or whatever. I got the
Oh
article.
wow, I know that affected a few households.
Affected the entire PlayStation network.
And even if it was 2 in the morning, yeah.
It was out for like 14 hours, they said.
Oh my goodness. Enough
Yeah.
for people's sons and boyfriends and husbands to become unraveled.
Yeah, but they also, people paying for this stuff too.
Yeah.
It ain't free. So, they're gonna have to either find out what, plus also they have people's personal identification number. You talking about 100 million? Well, I don't know 100 million. It's millions. I have to pull up the article. I didn't plan on doing it right this second, but he got me on the subject. So let me see. But
Mm.
I get to it. But he is millions of people at least, and they got their credit card informations in there saved.
Oh no.
Exactly. They was hacked once before, like I think 10 years ago. And if they were hacked again, and that's why they had to do an outage. If you hack PlayStation, that's a gold mine. You got all these people, credit cards, and all these people, addresses, phone numbers,
Yeah.
passwords. Especially if you got somebody's emails and then they passwords and stuff, you can get into probably all kind of stuff. So
I'm sure you can. Them scammers, they put in a whole lot of hours a day trying to get over and get somebody else's money. So I feel you.
yeah, and you know what? It's a lot of smart scammers and coders, and this is another fear that I have with AI is that the danger of AI is you're going to put a lot of smart coders and things out of business. So what
Hmm.
are they going to do? They're
Mm.
going to start scamming and attacking and doing stuff because what are they going to do? What? Just get a damn what they call the check everybody supposed to get again? Universal basic.
Stimulus.
No, universal basic income. That's the
Mm.
plan, because they already have this in place that they already know it's going to be no jobs for most people. So they just going to give everybody a check like 1,500 a month. So that way you don't go and riot in the street. But are you going to really accomplish your dreams? A lot of lazy people may say, cool, that's good. I chill. But then if you are a person that's productive, you'd be like, I can make more than $1,500 a month. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can, the hell is
Well, you
this?
shouldn't be thinking that. You should be thinking, I'm gonna take that 1,500 and
And
cover my rent, and you should be doing something else with that money that you would have used to pay your rent.
people rent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Enough to cover a lot. Most people rent either. It wouldn't cover mine. So I wouldn't be wanting that shit. I'd be like, you know what I mean? What the
I
hell?
mean, is everything else going away? Like, everybody
And then
ain't working no 9 to 5.
and then inflation would go up because everybody would have but so much, and then it means that so more people could compete for the rent and prices, and then if you don't own, then your rent would go up and different things. So it's just bad all the way, with that. But you know, that's
Mm.
a whole other thing they got going on. But I think that it's going to be a lot worse, and also with the quantum computing. They
Mm.
password in a second,
I
because
thought when I was a kid, when I thought about 2025, I figured we would kind of be flying around like the Jetsons, didn't you?
yeah, actually, I thought that in about the year 2000.
I was like 2025, we will be in spaceships by then for real. We gotta be having
Yeah,
flying cars at least like the Jetsons. And yeah, we don't.
when I was a kid, my mom I had this set of encyclopedias. They was from like the 70s or whatever, 60s, or late 60s, early 70s. People used to buy encyclopedia sets. It was a
Hmm.
red. I wish I'd have kept it. And then it was a gray encyclopedia set for kids, and it was from like the 60s and stuff. And I remember I used to read it and stuff. Then it would be talking about what it's going to be like in the future and stuff, and it would show like kids with like a jetpack on, like going to school and stuff, or like or like flying cars and stuff. I used to think
Right.
in the year 2000 I'm gonna have a jetpack and go to school.
I mean, I would have thought, but no, that's not what we got. We out here fighting for our lives still. Cause
Right.
like, how would that universal check affect content creators and people like us that are, getting it out the mud and not necessarily getting paid by a company with a 9 to 5?
That's the thing I keep trying to explain to you. It's gonna make content creators and things better, because nobody will be doing nothing but watching TV and watching stuff. And this Google is expanded, starting to have people just watching things and doing stuff. So if you're not creating your own thing for somebody to watch or support, you won't have much else to do.
Oh,
Won't be any service jobs because they're already creating the Tesla robot. So if you go or you go into self checkout, so what you think you're gonna be doing? Home health? No, you won't, because people call off. They complain. There's too many things going on, and they
so
want
my
this.
my last job, we used a lot of AI, and the email would come in, and I could literally type 2 letters. Let's say the email is about getting a refund. I can type in RE, and then the template for the refund letter will come up, and I would just have to basically plug in some information and send it off. So my job was working on replacing us with AI, and I worked at a 9 to 5 insurance job.
I mean, hell,
So
go to
it's
Taco.
on the way. It's on the way. We used AI every day.
Yeah, the Taco Bell right here on Washington Street. You don't even talk to nobody when you pull up in the drive-through. It's all AI. They take the order correct. They do everything. And of course, the dum dums in the window don't say hi, how you doing, or nothing. They just hand you a bag.
I did
So
one of those in your area. It wasn't Chicago, but it was definitely Gary, East Chicago, something like that. And I went to a McDonald's and they had that. It wasn't Taco Bell, it was McDonald's. And yeah, you spoke your order in to the menu. It showed you, you said it was correct, and you pulled on around and somebody gave you your food. So yeah, Like working on edging us out for sure.
Hmm. Sony said this PlayStation went out because of an operational issue, and they're gonna give people 5 days of free PlayStation membership for the 24 hours total in
So at
the
least they getting y'all right.
yeah, you get 5 free days for the inconvenience, So if your membership's expiring, you got 5 days extra.
Okay, is that how they doing it? I
Yeah,
feel like they need to go through and give everybody a good old credit. What's wrong with that?
that's what they doing. 5 days, they ain't gonna give you no
No,
money.
give them a cash credit for what they done already paid.
Should have give you a $10 credit at the
Mm-hmm.
station store to get a free game or something, or ten
What if
dollars
you
off.
don't want to shop with them? What if you don't want to spend your rebate or your refund with them?
You're like, you know what? If this was my membership was over, I wasn't playing 5 more days. I don't
Yeah.
want 5 days. I want 5 days worth of money.
I agree.
I agree. You got your camera on. We're seeing that hairdo for a second. I'm like, all right, so you moving around. Scant rant. What up? What up? How you feeling? AG, what's good? You say the Chiefs are catching up. They stepping up in the fourth quarter the same way they did when they played the Patriots. Of course, the game over and I'm a little behind. They did try to step up. You know what? I be thinking sometimes when that happened, that's for the money in Vegas to cover the spread, which goes back to again, do I know if these things are real or not? This is why I just, man, this gambling and stuff make me wonder and things. That's why I can't really gamble on the games. People can say, well, the defense relaxed, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do that, or da. Okay, possibly. Or they want to get the ball back, run out the time, possibly. It's just too many variables and things that just make me just say, I just stay out of that. What up, Ambi Bambi? How you doing, sis? I hope everything is good.
Where was the game again? Was it in New Orleans or where was it?
Yeah, it was in New Orleans.
I seen some pictures. They was partying in the streets. Now I will say the game might have not been all that, but the after parties is probably gonna be hidden.
I was about to say, truthfully, New Orleans is really the best spot to have a Super Bowl. It's not too cold. They built for the parties and the after parties and all of what you need. It's a dome and it's just a great little spot to do. They've had the Super Bowl there at least 4 or 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
so
So do you feel like one of the people, cities for the people in the Super Bowl, maybe they should flip a coin or pick which one of them should have it in their city versus a random city?
I mean, they should do like they was. I mean, they should. I mean, a flip a coin type thing could be involved, but I think they should like take. What up, Amber? You lived in Indy, damn, that's what's up. Uh, when the Super Bowl's here, I think they should take like say the 5 cities. You take or take 10 cities at the beginning of the year or something, or whatever, the year before, give everybody time. And then those 10 cities are, a mix between cities that never had a Super Bowl before and cities that have a new stadium. And if happen to be a city that never had it and a new stadium, so be it. Maybe they get, each one gets a certain amount of chances. This is sort of similar to like the NBA lottery. They take the worst teams and they give each team a certain amount of balls, lottery balls. The old school lotto machine where the balls be bobbling and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the worst team got the most balls. So if you ain't never had the Super Bowl and you got a new stadium and you had that new stadium for 2-3 years and still ain't got, your chances keep increasing or something like that. And I think there should be some way that everybody get a chance that way. At
Because
the
it's
last,
definitely some money made for the city whenever a Super Bowl comes, whatever city it is.
I agree. I agree. Because people get excited. People that don't even care about sports and stuff will go because it does bring a lot. And then it brings stars, celebrities. It got each city will go out of their way, to try to make it a great event, because they know it's almost a once in a lifetime thing to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
can you imagine driving Uber in New Orleans this weekend?
Why
It's
everything,
Can
you
you
know that
imagine being a waitress or a bartender in New Orleans? You can probably pay your rent for a couple of months off of this weekend.
hey, you the Instagram model, you gonna make it big down there. You know what I mean? Same
Yeah,
like
you gonna sell that cat. Yeah, you go cat
yeah,
gonna get sold. Wow.
boy, you got William, Tom, and Steve in that model. Straight up. But yeah, man, that would have been a good idea. But part of the problem with sports today is that it's a better product on TV for all of them.
Mm,
Baseball, football, basketball. You get to see more angles. You get to be comfortable in your own home. You get to, get your own food or order whatever instead of paying these high prices and paying all
yeah.
this parking and being around drunk people acting crazy or ready to
And
fight.
all the stairs in them stadiums, man. I
Yeah.
don't even like going to concerts in the stadiums and stuff. Like all those stairs, and then you gotta go and see something on the jumbotron. You done paid all this money. You can't even
Yeah,
really see the people. You watching TV like you
exactly.
could have been at home.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what concerts are becoming almost now. You're gonna watch them on the screen there. And
Yeah,
then
some of
people,
the big comedy shows too that have come here. That's the same thing.
yeah. So some of the experience, I bet you if you go there and to some of these places and all you're doing is watching it on a screen or a jumbotron, but if you was at home watching it or you watched a special or DVD where they put it out and you put it, it'd be better.
I got the jumbotron at the house, and Kendrick's performance is already up on social media and the internet anyway.
I missed it. I
I
was
mean,
sleep.
you can go see it on any platform.
Well,
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. I know he was in a car. I didn't watch it real time, but yeah, it's easy to see.
matter of fact, I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl recorded. They just gave Jalen Hurts the MVP, which that's a hell of a story. I ain't really been following sports as much as I used to, but I know his story, which he was at Alabama. Uh, damn, it won't let me go that far to there. He was at Alabama University, and then he got benched. Alabama's like a legendary program. He got benched in like the championship game by somebody else that everybody thought would be better. And he's a great quarterback too now. And now that they both in the NFL, but he ended
Well,
up
I'll
having to
say
leave
breaking
Alabama
news came
and
across my
then go.
phone. The
Hold
Eagles
on.
did win.
He had to leave Alabama and go to another school, stay in school a little longer just to prove himself, get to the NFL. People doubt him, give him a tough time, bench him. He win the Super Bowl. So, I think they
That's
lost the
a
Super
decent
Bowl.
story, but I
Yeah, he
did
went.
see where the Eagles went ahead and won. I think it was 40-22.
Yeah, I ain't look at the score, but I
They
know
took
that
off on them. I'll say that. You can lose, but
that
they.
22 was done when then nobody it was over. It was like 40-10. 40, it was 40-6 in the fourth
Oh
quarter.
man.
Yeah, at the start of the fourth quarter, it was 40-6. That's why she said they catching up, but they wasn't gonna score 30, 40 points, you know what I mean, in one quarter.
Hey, I played sports before. If I'm 20 behind, I be put me on the bench. Take me out. I'm cool. Ain't no point. It's a wrap. Like,
Yeah. So especially football, where they
yeah,
could drag it out and run the clock out. They let them kind of score, get the ball back, drag it out, just to get the game over with.
that's a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah. He made a couple plays because when I was sitting here right before we started, they was throwing to Hopkins when I was like, why they ain't been doing that? But anyway,
Yeah, a rap now.
That's the thing that make me wonder because they was like, yeah, it's third catch of the game. I'm like, it's third. The game over with. He like one of the best all time cat receivers, and y'all ain't even throwing it to him.
So are
Whatever.
we gonna meet them down in Disney World for they win? You know, everybody gets to go to Disney World when they win. So
Push us out the way. Move. We did. We're going to Disney World.
is this Philly's first time?
What? Winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
This day second Super Bowl in 4 years or something like that.
Yeah. So it was Philly
Yeah.
and some football playing motherfuckers, huh?
Well, that's why I was telling you the story with Jalen Hurts that he was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago and lost to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
And now they back. That was part of his story. All the stuff he went through, came back, had to overcome, do all of that just to make it to be in the NFL. Then in the NFL had doubts. Then he won his job and then got to the Super Bowl just to lose to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago, and then be back and beat him, blow him out. And now
Ooh,
he the MVP of the Super Bowl.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
And I think he might be one of the highest paid players now too.
And what's his name again?
Hurts like my back. Straight up.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So, what do you think about Glorilla being the new face of Fenty makeup, lingerie, everything Rihanna got? Glorilla is the face of that now.
Yeah, I think that's smart. She using popular people like most brands do. Jordan brand use whoever's at least they try to get the most popular person in each sport to wear the products, whether it's basketball, whatever. Mike couldn't be hooping in the new Jordans every year, but they bring out a new pair every year. A lot of people think it's only the retros, but they on number 39, new design.
Yeah, I'll say that's a Cinderella story too, because when I first seen Gorilla for the first time, she wasn't given no type of model. So money definitely changes things. I'll say that.
What you mean by she wasn't given no type of model?
I'll say like the build. I think she's tall and slim, like models are. They want you to be 5'9" and maybe like a size 2 or something like that. But Gorilla, hey, she was a hood chick. She wasn't no model chick. You know what I'm saying?
She
And
looked like
she's gotten that money and gotten some touch ups and better makeup artists, better hairstylists, and look where it came to. But when
oh, yeah.
she first came out, no, you're not a model girl.
Money definitely makes some women. They definitely, I'll definitely know what to get to increase the looks when they got some money.
Hey, we can talk about men too, because listen, men are now they're getting lace fronts. They're not going to the hair club for men. You can glue some dreads on. They
Yeah,
getting
but
lace fronts, they getting hairlines. Like it ain't just the women now, it's the men too.
that's something recent, and that's still few and far between compared
Yeah, so
to
you're not gonna glue no lace front on. Is that what you're saying?
and nah, that's stupid. Everybody know what the hell my head look like. I will just pop up with that. Women buy all kind of wigs and different stuff, lengths and things, and men don't say nothing. Your hair can be short, long, curly, wig, this or that. Ain't nobody gonna say
Yeah, I feel attacked.
eyelashes, hair, eyelashes, nails, lipstick. Y'all got the whole body thing. The boobs, the BBLs, the thing. It just goes on and on and on. You can say a man with a lace front, that's nothing. This a whole other thing. Now, don't get me wrong. If men can go get a DDL, let me get that double dick lift. You know what I mean?
I
Feel
feel attacked,
around the
sir.
corner, baby. That DDL, you know what I mean? Get that double dick. You know what I mean? I was already a 10. I didn't need it. I just wanted to make sure it stayed to like a 12. You know what I mean? Nobody would say they actually had needed it and they was a 2 or 3.
Well, they talking about. I think it's been some rappers that have removed their ribs, or they went and got some abs. They went and had some abs put in. They said they accused Drake of that too.
Oh my goodness. That's
I'm just saying. So would you go get you a fake 6-pack, Jay?
hell no. For one, if he walked around with his stage with his belly and boobies out, why would what? And then women love him, but for one, women aren't the same as men anyway. Women are attracted to security and power. So you can be a Rick Ross and fat and out of shape and still have a bunch of women. Whereas
Yeah,
men are attracted to looks and things like that. If you're trying to be one of these women. And so they can't be running around with belly hanging out and this and that, talking about some oh.
that is what men want. They want the F's. The wait a minute, let me get it right. Feminine, fit, and fertile.
Don't sound bad.
I'm
Blank, So,
the feminine part.
and then as a woman gets older, her stock goes down because you're competing with younger women. And the older a woman gets, it goes down. Whereas the older a man gets, it goes up because a man
Well,
gets
I
more.
think the stock for older women goes down, but you have to be able to advocate for yourself because we have things the younger women don't have.
When I was saying that when the man is older, he'll be able to provide more and do things stability. And that's why you see older men like Al Pacino or Robert De Niro still having women and babies and things at an older age, and they younger women because the women are attracted to the position and power and
The women,
support.
older women can provide things too. We provide things the younger women can't. Like we can sew. Like if you bust a butt. Hey, if you bust a button off your clothes, you get to an older woman, we got sewing kits. You know what I'm saying? You talking about your back hurting. I'm a woman of a certain age. I got stuff for a bad back. I got some BioFreeze. I got some lidocaine. I got some muscle relaxers. That ain't
Okay.
stuff young chicks got around their house. You know what I'm saying? So it just
But
depends.
beautiful man got all that too. The thing with the older woman is they forget to do it for you. They say they do, but they don't. Or they be tired too, or you got to put it back on them right after you done. Yeah, younger woman.
See, I here I am feeling accused again. I feel convicted. I feel like some shots is being fired.
You feel like shots being fired.
I mean, you telling the truth. You speaking the truth, and nobody really wanted the truth today about older women. I don't got no flat stomach, but I do know how to season some chicken breast. You know what I'm saying? So I can make a good meatloaf. So it just depends on what you looking for.
I know that's
I,
right.
I know how to call the clinic and get you a sick appointment. Cause
Thing,
you
a
gotta
sick
be
man
seen
could need
today.
some stitches. A sick man that need clothes with stitching and holes in it, and that's what the problem. They gonna sit on the couch, holes in the shit. Gotta be sewing his buttons on. Gotta take him to the clinic. Can't drive, and that's the problem.
It's a
They,
few things older women bring. I'm just telling you, it be stuff we got.
yeah, with younger man.
Everything can't be paid for by Cash App. Young chicks don't be having no real checking account. Older chicks, we got a real checking account and some credit. We might can finance some shit for you. You know what I'm saying? So don't
Yeah,
don't don't do too much on the older ladies. We got stuff.
I mean, there's something with everybody. Don't get me wrong. I mean, younger women and things. They just feel like you got to tell them everything and do everything to a certain extent. So
Mm-hmm.
listen and things. So
We got candles. We got candles. The house stinking. We got some
yeah.
good candles. Get your house smelling back right. Now you got a watermelon house. You might not had your house smelling like watermelon or peaches and cream. For that older lady came and lit that candle with them 3 weeks. We be having stuff that young chicks don't have.
Be careful with them candles, though. You ain't heard about what candles, but they poisoned your man on accident.
So
Did you
you
hear
didn't
about?
make. Go
Huh?
ahead. I was gonna say you didn't make no Super Bowl cake for the Eagles.
Hell no. Make it to nobody. Neither team. Well, I was about to say when we was talking about that the relation. You ever heard of the men's first love theory?
No, explain that for me.
So it's a theory that's out there now that says that it suggests that men often hold a special lasting place in their hearts for their first love, potentially influencing their future relationships and causing them to never fully get over her, even if the relationship ended. I would think this is a more of women than men. I don't know how this
I
got
think
put.
it's both. I think it's both. I think it's both. A man's first love for me as a female. This is my female opinion. That's the first woman that they put their all into, no holds barred. A man's first love, they don't have no experience yet. They haven't had their heart broke, so they're not hesitant. So they're men. I feel like are going to put a whole lot more into their first love, and because I have sons that are grown, I'll tell you, men take the breakup with their first love a lot tougher than women do. We kind of move on. You guys are more like cry in the shower type, like I think. And then if your first woman was dope and it just didn't work because y'all wasn't ready, she normally comes with pretty much what you needed, but both parties are too young to make the relationship work. So that first love is usually the one that kind of got away.
If the first love was when they were really young. But I think of it as what you saying is maybe a man may take it harder or whatever, but they're suggesting a man always keep holding something for her and don't get over it. Whereas I don't see it that I don't hear about men going back to they first baby daddy or whatever as or
I
baby
don't think
mom.
it's a go back thing, but I think it's a comparison thing. Like, maybe for me personally,
And you always be able to go back to them because when you holding that flame and then you still with somebody else, if that other person come calling, you go back to them. That's what it's suggesting. It's not necessarily suggesting a continuity thing. It's like you move on, but if that person come back to you in your life at any point, you'll always go back to them and never get over, you know. So I don't know. What you think? You think that's the thing more so with men than women?
well, I think it's with anybody. If you've had somebody that treated you real well and then you move on and the next person is a little bit less than the first, and with your first, you're not going to have, though, you haven't been cheated on before. So what you'll put into your first love, you're not gonna put into anybody else because you don't know no better. You don't know nothing about nothing. Oh, this is my love. We're gonna live happily ever after. We're gonna die together. So yeah, you willing to finance a car, you willing to set a fire, you willing to kill somebody over that first love. I don't think you get that love the same because if you're not still with your first love, you've been scorned. Something happened, something went wrong, and a lot of people were not able to get over that. So I think that's why a lot of people, male or female, hold their first love in high regard. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah, maybe especially if it didn't go bad, really bad.
It might have went bad because of the age, you know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know certain things and you weren't patient, or maybe
Right.
you weren't even looking to settle down when you were younger. You know what I mean? There could be a few reasons, and it doesn't have to be that their first love was a bad person. It just didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
You
It could
going
be
back to your first love?
nah, heck nah, heck nah, neither one. Well, you say first, so no, but
Okay.
no, because I'm not the type that's gonna go back. I'm the type that if I'm with somebody or doing something, I'm gonna give all the chances. I'm gonna explain stuff. I'm gonna be there, and then when it's over, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I told you how I felt. You didn't say it, whatever. I didn't give the chances. You didn't blew them. I'm done. I ain't gonna keep good. I was there when I was there, and I said this and that. You didn't want to hear it. I'm not no fool. I'm not gonna keep wasting my time or telling this and that. I want what I got to say and who I am means something to me. My time is valuable. So if you hear it, they ain't there, or they didn't appreciate this, it's over. You're gonna keep coming back and then hoping you want to hear it again. Oh, you don't want to do it. Oh, coming back, let's try it again. You show me who you are. You know by now because I'm paying attention because I'm in this. I'm
And
not so
see, I
they
feel
ain't
the same.
paying attention. They saying this and that, whether it's a friendship, relationship, whatever the case, they ain't really thinking of it that way. Not that everything is, so deep for this or that, but you know,
I
it's
would
only
say my first love had a fatal flaw. It was something that nobody could get past. Not just me, just nobody could get past. And so if that person doesn't grow and change, going back is not an option once you get away. You know what I mean? If you see what the issue is, maybe it's because of inexperience, but if that person isn't willing to change, what was the issue and caused y'all to separate or part ways in the first place, then it's not worth revisiting. That's how kind of how I feel. Like I'd still be there if stuff was cool. It's cool to be with your first love, but you left for a reason, and if they haven't changed that reason, then it's a deal breaker. It's nothing you can do.
yeah, my real first love, I was still a teenager. And, I think that if things would have changed and maybe we would have got back together quickly, within a month or two, then that would have been different. But as time go on, meet other people, do other things, if viewed or appreciated or whatever you do, then you'd be like, I'm good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then
Because imagine having a first love and you get 20, 30 years out, and whatever caused y'all to break up, 20, 30 years, that person's the same person. What do you
exactly.
do? What do you
Right.
do?
Right, right. You know what I mean? So you might have been like, yeah, that was some teenage love stuff. And this person probably cool or whatever, but at this point, I'm like, man, I ain't about to go back and do this, do that. And then I don't even see this. I just, it, they was kind of, I mean, whatever. They wasn't like
I
it
mean,
bad.
like, and if you move on and you go have kids and stuff and move on like that, like, there's no revisiting that. You can't pull that back together. There's a lot of fatal flaws that go on with your first love that don't allow you to go back. So they say, for a woman, her baby daddy can always hit, and no, that's not true. Most people's first baby daddy, that it depends on what they went through with them, and most of us are went through a lot, or we would still be with them. And so no, there's no double back on that.
Yeah. Big Bird say, "Wow, I have always had a few first love. Honestly, it was a few, but those few are all some first of a kind." He say, "What's the definition of a first love?" That's why I almost said I had a few first loves at first, but then I was like, "Well, then that ain't the first." But
No, it's the one, that first one where you be like, I can't breathe unless I'm with this person. The thought of being without this person, I'm gonna crumble up and die. Not first
never,
like that
nobody,
first love.
ain't never knows nothing like that. I ain't never thought I'm crumble up and die without them. I ain't never felt that way about nobody ever. And
And I have,
parents, not nobody. I ain't never felt that way.
I
I've been
have. I
on.
can't breathe.
I ain't,
Breathe.
that's the thing I think. But I don't know. I see guys talk about they gonna kill themselves with a person or something. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, like my first love, I was like, hey, we got a child. Um, never mind everybody else. I don't care what they got going on. I gotta be with this person. That's my identity, or I can't breathe with a V. Breathe, not.
Stand. I don't even understand what you're saying. I'm just being honest. I don't even understand.
You don't feel it, or you don't understand what I'm saying.
Don't even understand like you speaking Chinese, to be honest with you.
So do you ain't never been in love with to nobody where you
If
like,
that's the
I
definition,
gotta
it's not. Nah. How can I feel that way? I can still go to work. I'm gonna still pay my bills. It's other people to meet. I knew people before I knew that person. Like what did they do? How did
that
that
be
happen?
that one. That be that one that got your number.
How? How is this possible? What are they doing? How is this possible? I
They
don't
check off all your boxes. So you got
know.
boxes.
Boxes to move or check, I guess. I don't get it. What are they doing? What
That's
are
what
they?
I'm saying. They check off
If,
all your boxes. They
if
get
it
in
was
there.
so
They
good,
figure out what's going on. And then if it's your first love, they find out things about you that you didn't know about yourself. Like what
that's
is
fine.
it that you really like? They turn into that person. And so when that perfect person separates for the very first time, now, the age that we are, that's happened. Oh, they dope. I like them. That might be the one. You thought that a couple of times and it wasn't. That
That.
first love, that's the first one that you thought really was the one. And when you find out they ain't, yeah, everything's dark. Clouds.
I never thought
Clouds
that.
everywhere you look.
Never thought that about nobody ever in my life.
Well, Jay,
That they,
you ain't never really been sprung.
I guess not. Ain't nobody put it on me where I'm like, she was the best sex I ever had, or that's the best food I ever had. Or da, da,
I
da, da,
can't
da.
I can't breathe. I
They
can't
just do
inhale my breath.
it. Hell no. I ain't never thought that. Never. I'm the one that got to pick them up, do this, do that. I drive myself. What? I've been driving since I was 16. What? I'm gonna drive, do whatever. I'm gonna make my own money. I've been living on my own, do whatever. Find this. What are they? I can buy some food. I can go to a steakhouse. I can make it myself. I mean, it's cool and
It
appreciative.
always be all that other stuff. The person that understands you, the person that knows your likes and your dislikes, the person that hopefully sex is
I can't
involved and
just
that they
don't.
know what you like sexually. You don't got to tell them move, kiss my neck and then grab this and then hit it like this and not like that position. When that one person that got everything right that you like disappears for the first time, I think it takes some adjusting.
I'm not doubting that. And I didn't say that. I'm talking about the I can't breathe, I can't live without you. I'm constantly thinking about you. And
Mm-hmm.
that is just too much. I never felt that way. How could that
Yeah, and now
get that deep?
everybody that
I
is
could
severe.
go to work. Yeah, so I guess I ain't felt that. I've been upset and I've had things, but like even like I didn't want to have the way it turned out with my son and the mom. I didn't want to be a single parent or do this or that. But I'm not gonna go to work. I can't
So,
meet
what's
nobody.
the worst thing you've ever done to get
Yeah,
back at his first love? How about that?
the worst thing I ever done to get back at him
Uh huh.
when we was living together, I put him out.
Yeah, that's big. That's
I
big.
mean, if you cheating on me and you were doing all kind of stuff, and we didn't argue and doing this, and you think I'm a babysitter or something, like, okay, do you? And I'm gonna do me. You want to
Woo.
call somebody else? You want to be with them? Call them up, tell them pick you up, and y'all on your way.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh,
That's a
that's the
lot.
worst of the best. I ain't gonna beat you. I ain't gonna threaten you. I ain't gonna do nothing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna help you. I'll pack it for you. You
I
understand
done
what I'm
argue with some chicks. I
saying?
haven't fought over my first love, but it could have been some fights. It could have been. I just was too much of a player, too cool to actually, you know what I'm saying, get into a fight. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose my freedom. I'm not gonna be
mm,
sitting in jail while you out there screwing the next nigga talking about some yeah, he old punk head, he over here fighting for me. You got me messed up. That'll never be the story that I lost my cool or I'm fighting and in jail or fighting some dude or ready to shoot and kill for you. Is you crazy? Is
yeah,
like not you particular, but whoever this person, the woman or whatever, they would think like that. I can't do that. I'm not gonna scratch up your car. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna actually show you that you're replaceable, if anything, and life goes on because that's what happens when women break up with a dude. That's what you want for them to leave you alone and don't bother you, right? So I give you the same respect that you want. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna bug you. I ain't gonna text you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I'm gonna forget that you was moving on. We done, and I'm on to the next one. That's what happens.
Dang, it's cold demonstration. See,
Yeah, we
personally,
done.
I like a little chase. I
I
like
ain't
a
chasing
little, I
nobody.
like a little animosity. Like,
No,
I got you blocked, but find a way to message me anyway.
know you blocked me. I would never know you blocked me. You was thinking you
Mm,
did something. I would never know. I would not text you. Now, why would I be doing this? It's somebody that thought what that they got mad for one.
Cause they had your number. They hooed in your ha ha. That's why.
That, that's the thing with women today is they want to chase this and that and like yeah I might be on wheels but I ain't chasing your ass. Didn't do it before. Damn sure ain't doing it now. Chasing
Hmm.
what? You ain't gonna pay my bills. You ain't helping me do what? This more gonna be the other way, helping with some kids or paying for this or buying that or doing it. Well, I'm chasing for that.
Hmm.
And I could just spend 100 or 200 and then do whatever I want to do. If that was the case, if that's what I want, I ain't chasing for that. Plus, it's drama because it's back and forth. You want to chase, you want to do this and that. I'm done. You can
But
show
you
me
know
that.
what? For me personally, that helps me as a woman having
Yeah.
guy friends to hear y'all's point of view, to hear
Don't.
y'all speak candidly on y'all side of things. For
Yeah.
me, that gives me a leg up on the competition having a guy friend. Because they can
Hustle.
tell you, oh, okay, you going to withhold pussy. Like, they don't be caring about that. And you, as a woman,
No.
you don't know that. Your man is not going to tell you that. The person you in a relationship with won't
Yeah.
tell you that, but your guy friend, he gonna break it down and tell you how he feel about these hoes,
See,
and
it's a
you be,
younger girl that's requiring less than you and don't know as
mm-hmm,
much as you do. See, the more you know is working against you because you starting to require this, wanting to do this, chase that, do this, and you're an depreciating asset. So your
mm,
value is to not have to require the chase, to be cool, to be able to provide and do what the young girl ain't. The young girl doing the same shit this old ass woman doing. I'm done.
you
You
gonna
got
get
bad. You got debts. You got your own ideas. You got your own way of doing stuff. You've been living on your own too long. You got to tell me this. You doing it. I ain't gonna go through all this. I'm
so
good.
TK Kirkland. He said he doesn't date women that have any less than they need to have at least 10K saved in the bank account to mess with him. He don't be. How
Man,
you
for
feel about
real. Otherwise, she won child support, basically, or woman support, whether she got kids or not. She expect, and that's fine. But then you're gonna get treated as such. You want that money, and you just want a dude to player you, and you know what I'm saying, take care of you. Then you're gonna have to do what needs to be done to be in that position. And when you're
that?
not, you'll get kicked out, and the next one to take that spot because it's
Yeah.
always somebody else, like they say, turning 21, 22, 23.
They always say it's a new class of college grads, a high school grads every year, every June. It's a new class.
What's the oldest woman Leonardo DiCaprio been with in the
I
last
don't
20,
know. You tell me.
25? This is historic. This ain't me. This is historic. DiCaprio ain't been with nobody. When they hit 25, he historically dumps them.
Mm.
What they gonna do for him?
Do he have any children?
No.
I feel
Why?
that.
But he can have children when he's 60.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He don't need
I guess like you can wait
something they
later
can
on in
provide.
life to have children,
They
but
don't need to cook when you with a DiCaprio. He can buy food every day. He got chefs. You can't make better than them.
yeah.
Yeah, we travel and it's nothing you can do for me.
That's a fact. I understand that.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
be
I'm telling you. For me, it helps me to have guy friends because if there's no love or no sexual connection, they gonna tell you the real deal. And yeah, we
yeah,
at a disadvantage. Like me being a 50-year-old single woman.
yeah,
Hey, all I can say is I've been married. I've had that title. So I'm not pressed. But at the same time, if I was somebody at this age trying to get that, yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. The competition is tough, and so yeah, me personally, I make jokes about it. I'll write a set. Yeah, I might not can get a nigga, but I can get some money off of this set about talking about why don't nobody want me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you have to be. aware. You have to be realistic about what's going on. And the same for men.
Well, you can be famous like Lunel, and then you have a bunch of dudes wanting to knock you down. I took
Yeah,
Aisha.
but they want to knock you down for all the wrong reason. They want to knock you down to get some funds, to get some clout, to get an opportunity versus they just like you for you.
Different
So
than
who
me.
wants that?
Ain't no different than if I was a famous man and they want the same thing or money. So what's
Yeah,
the difference?
true.
You know,
That's just
it's
it
equal
ain't no
rights.
difference. It just
It's
ain't nothing
equal
I'm
rights.
checking for.
Nah, no, I'm just joking.
I
Hey, here
know,
goes.
yeah, it ain't no difference. It just ain't nothing I'm checking for. But I see your point of view. You know what I'm saying? It
Men just
makes
don't give
sense.
a damn. But that goes back to women get screwed and men do the screwing, and everybody like to screw somebody then get screwed.
I don't know. Now they got the pegging, Jay. It's men getting screwed too. They might get pegged and then turn around and got to pay some alimony. They can hit
The,
2 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
bad for men and women. You got to be wary out here.
hey, they made all kind of graph charts about Leo's famous girlfriends and their ages.
Mm.
17, 25, 22, 24, 25, 23, 25, 24, 23, 25, 24, 21. And his age continues to skyrocket. Yeah.
But you know what? The crazy part about it is women can do that too. Young men, hey, they be wanting them an older woman. They swear they want them a cougar. Now
But
we gotta
look like
do more. We have to look good, like an older man that's 80 years old with no hair, no teeth. He can get a man. He can get a woman. But if you're a woman and you're that age, you're gonna have to pay for this man. You're gonna have to put a wig on your head. You're gonna have to put some teeth. You're gonna have to bring something to the table to pull. So yeah, it's definitely different between older men and older women. But yeah, it, I get
yeah,
it.
it's not fair.
Mm.
Don't get
I
me
don't
wrong.
say it's fair or it isn't. It just is what it is, and you got to figure out what's going on and find your niche. That's it. Where do you fit? Who great mess with you? Do
Because
older men like you? You can bring who can you bring add value for? I
well,
think
that's the
that
thing.
no
That's
matter what age you are as a woman,
you
if you can
for.
add value for a man, then if there's room for you. But if it's a man, he got everything like you said. He got a cook, he got a car, he's paying his own rent, his own mortgage. You got to come in and look at this man and be like, well, what does he need? What is he lacking? Either add that or get the hell on because he don't need you. That is what it is for men and women.
Right. Well, with Vivica Fox, you can be in that situation, but it doesn't look the same because you'll be an older woman. They call it a cougar, and that's cool. But then they
Yeah,
say it's
see,
a boy.
Vivica is past cougar age. Cougar age is you old enough to be my mama, but you still fine. Vivica Fox is old enough to be somebody's grandmama or great grandmama. And
They,
nobody has cuffed you when you didn't have no kids. Women that don't have no kids in that age, everybody, men and women, we think you evil. That's why you can't board no kids, because your womb is rotten and full of evil, and that's why God won't put no baby in there. So
Damn, I
everybody.
ain't take it that far. I would say that what happens, especially with black women in the industry, is that they got to maintain their looks, and then if they roles, they always got the threat of somebody else taking their roles, so they
Well,
work
you know
really
what?
hard, and they don't get a chance to finish or whatever to have a baby and take that time off. Whether it's Megan Good on the way of doing this, I wouldn't say that
Well,
they won't.
what about Kiki Palmer? Kiki Palmer is young and been rich since she was a child. She
Well,
stopped
that's
off
different.
and she had a baby, and the man wasn't hitting on nothing. And
Yeah.
he's a baby daddy, and she's still out here getting to the bag with her single mama, got a baby. So that ain't everybody's story necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Drama is way different than the average Hollywood actress because she was out there as a child and had those child TV shows that always provide residual income. That's one thing I always tell you about that residual income. Anyway, so she don't have to keep working and getting a new gig all the time because she always got that residual income. Plus, she branched out into other things. so that had her as a name other than just in movies and things. But
Vivica could too, but just stand on two together. Kiki
doing
Palmer
that
still.
and let you do like Rihanna, where you and music is different than acting. Acting is different because you have to keep your face and body out there. Whereas music, you could lay up for a while and people could be. That's why all the musicians can have babies and stuff. Put your music. You ain't just got to go on tour. Put
Yeah,
some videos together and that's it. You can make 3 different videos and then just release them throughout the year. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. That's a fact because the weather be off and everything. But I'm just saying, that's somebody that went out. They was like, listen, I got my own bag. I got my own money. I just need a man, and I'm trying to have a kid. And she went and did that, and it didn't work out. So it depends on your bag. It works the same for men and women.
It just, yeah, I just think women either should accept it like men do. Like men don't have a problem at 60 knowing this 20-year-old is with me just for sex and security and money. And
Mm,
women don't have a problem being next to that old ass man and not being embarrassed. Those women be sitting there smiling or whatever because they know what else they gonna be doing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Whereas women, Vivica gonna look down on, or she may feel embarrassed at 60 with a 24-year-old on the red carpet because everybody know he only there because she paying his way and he's plowing her down. But you know what?
Well. That's the truth.
She should just say so. Cher
She
does it.
waited too long.
So,
If Vivica had been in her 40s and been like, hey, I want a man. I ain't got no man. I got these ovaries over here. You know what I'm saying? She would have
no,
been cool. You done waited till you damn near in the grave to be like, oh, I'm out here and I'm available. I think at 60, like everybody is spoiled eggs at 60, like male or female. That's just too long to wait to be like, hey, yeah, I'm ready to settle down. And you done been ran through by the whole industry. I don't think it would matter if you male or female at that age. If you've been through the industry, had several celebrity relationships, yeah, who you finna get? You're gonna have to pay them to be there, and you're gonna have to pay them to get the hell on when you done. That's how Mary J went. You know what I'm saying? She's on alimony. He did everything but put her on child support for some kids that she didn't have. You know what I mean? And Mary just wanted a man.
women,
You know?
he should have. Wasn't he used to living the Mary J lifestyle?
Yep.
If it
And
was
that's
him,
what happens when you settle. That's what.
hey, I mean, men do it all the time. How many women then fought in basketball, I mean, boxing? Ain't what you call it, getting all his damn title championships. She ain't fought no damn fights. All these women getting money, they ain't dunk no damn basketball. Ain't nobody came to see them. They getting how many people these women getting money from these actors? Ain't nobody saw them in no damn movies, but they do it all
So
the time and they get half. So I think ain't nobody saw him sing a damn thing. That think he should get his money too. He been living there with it too. Now I don't know the details, so if it's been he beat her to death or something, I apologize. But I don't
it
know.
was supposedly some infidelity, but
Well,
the
they
thing is, like, when you get paid, you got to get your mate when you're young. That first love,
she
that
even
might
just
not
getting
have been the
quiet.
one, but maybe the second or third, you damn near need to get that one because it don't do nothing but get uglier as the older you get.
Yeah, because you get more baggage. That's another reason why women. That's why men want a younger woman because the older you get, you've been through many boyfriends, ran through, like I said, whether
Ooh,
1,000 boyfriends and you let them hit one time, or you let that one boyfriend running through 1,000 times. The old that takes time either way. It takes time either way, and the older you get, the more time you've had to have that 1,000, that G spot. That's what the G spot is.
ooh.
1,000 times you hit that G spot. Women don't know. They talk about that G spot. We talk about that. You hit 1,000 of them. That's what it is. I'm good. You
I
learn
think
to
it's hard for men too because now men and women are affected by social media because some people live their relationships publicly, so you could see everything that that man or that woman has done for that person. So it's like, okay, so if you see a man and he's in the public eye and he's in a relationship, he's taking this woman to Barbados and
The next
Thailand and
be like
all that.
it be me. They ain't gonna
Yeah,
be like, you had sex with her. I don't want that. She gonna be like, screw that bitch. I'll be there. I'll appreciate it. I'll be there with you. Hey, that's how women are. They don't be like, ugh. A man, see, you been with Barbados with this dude. You was in Vegas with that dude. You was in this with that. Your treatment goes down.
mm,
You can't treat me down. I'm the one paying for it and taking you there. Either you going with me or not. You don't want to go because you feel that way. Cool. It's another one waiting. And that's the
that's
thing. Women
yeah.
thinking they're fine and they doing it. Yeah, that's for you and your soul. More power to you. And you can sit there
Let
with your
women have to handle
you'll be
dating
sitting
like
there
that.
with your soul by yourself.
I think
You
women
get at
have
the
to
next person.
handle dating like they do the workplace. We know that it's not an even playing field. It ain't fair, but it is what it is. And the same thing in the dating field. We cannot do everything a man does. We can be a player. We can be out here, getting multiple men. We're going to be seen as a whore or a ran through, and men are going to be seen different. Oh, he got game, y'all are seen good when y'all have multiple women. If we have multiple men, we not seen the same. And I'm not saying it's fair or it's not fair. It just is what it is. And so women have to deal with that, especially when they're older. There are things that we cannot bring to the table. The younger women can. So we gotta add value and come on in there or not. One or the other. Like,
Here's the value right here is that when you are a young woman, you add that value and stay with that man. Stop thinking that it's always a new thing or replacement or this or that. Because then the value comes with, like you say, knowing that person, knowing what they, but that takes time. People, as soon as they make a mistake, they break up, they replace, they do this or that on both sides. So you can't have value when you're old because you never had enough time with one person to have it. And now it's older. People been living on their own, setting their ways. It's too late. So you
yeah.
have value, but by the time you're 50, you've been together about 20, 20
If you
years.
meet a man that can wash his clothes and fry his own chicken, he don't need you.
Pretty much.
Anybody can bring him some vagina. It's all vagina. It's the same. So
For
yeah.
real.
Mhm.
You know. Moving on to another subject, but before we do, let me get to a couple of these comments. Big Bird say, salute Aisha. I've always had really close female friends who we have only ever been friends. He said she told how dumb these nights were, so I wouldn't be that ninja paying for that ass. I feel you, man. I had to hear from older uh female friends like and older dudes and stuff. That's one thing that they don't do these days is young people don't listen to older people. And I'm not talking about 30 years old. I'm talking about 5 6 years older than me, 7 years older than me, that would school me or tell me this or say that, and I would listen. Whereas today, young people don't, for one, either have that or don't want to hear it, or everybody know every damn thing. You cannot have nothing going for you. Somebody tried to tell you some advice. Oh, I got this. I've been doing this. I used to do this. You ain't do it. Then why you right here? But anyway, that's a thing that they do a lot. And I used to listen and things, and I would make adjustments so that I didn't have to have every mistake happen to me. It's inevitable you're gonna make mistakes in life, but I'd like to learn from other people's mistakes sometimes so I don't have to do it. Why I gotta have every mistake? Why I gotta learn the hard way every time? I don't want to. Who want to learn the hard way? So if you tell me it's hot, and I've learned in the past when somebody says it's hot and you touch it, you get burned, then I know right now don't do it. If the next person say I'll wait, So anyway, young people I've tried to tell something or whatever. It's one person I was trying to put on game or whatever at this one place I was staying here. And, I would talk to him, chill with him. He was probably like, he stayed in my apartments or whatever, probably like 16, 17, 18, something like that. I try to talk to him, whatever. Anyway, long story short, they repaid me back by breaking into my house while I was at work. So that's what they did. Thanks for giving me some game. Thanks for being a friend. I was 30 years old. I didn't need to talk to you. I should have said, move, little motherfucker, get out of my way. I'll shoot you. But I didn't say nothing like that. I tried to be nice to them, tried to give them some game, tell them this and that. And they learn what time I go to work and then break in my house. So
Everybody ain't gonna soak that game up. They probably in prison right now doing 10, 20.
deserve it. It deserve it. But no. I can get it though. Don't soak the game up then. But why you gotta break in my house? So you see, I got stuff. That's all you saw. Not that I had knowledge that can give you stuff for the rest of your life. No, I got something that you can take and steal right now, and that's all this matter. That's like if I was going to buy a sack, a bag of weed, and I want to spend $50. Instead of having a customer for life, you steal one time $50. Like you very short term thinking. It's like if you go to get a hamburger, instead of making a good hamburger and making a customer for life, you do a job where don't nobody ever come back again, and then you wonder why. You don't
Well,
do.
everybody that's in customer service don't understand that, and no matter what you sell, let's say that no matter what you sell, parentheses, whether it be some coochie, some weed, whatever it is, your business is going to be repeat customers. So if you don't have good customer service, you won't have good repeat customers. So that just goes for everybody.
Yeah, and also you said no matter what you sell, but I used to work in sales, and I was younger, and I used to read sales books and watch movies and different things, and I do got a philosophy from that a part of my life, and I do believe this to this day, that everything is a sale. Everything is a sale, whether you selling to go to sleep with your grandbaby, and they saying no, or it's a sale. You got to tell them or negotiate why now or this or that. Why? Because I'm the boss. Well, or whether it's you selling yourself right now to the audience or whatever. Everything is a sale, whether it's a direct transaction for goods or services. I believe everything in life boils down to a sale. It really
Hmm.
does. And how you look at a sale is basically a transfer of an idea, because money is not real. It's an idea, it's paper. It's not like like we believe in it. It is an idea. So that's how we make sales, off of a belief of something that's really worthless and not real. So
Yeah.
what it is, yeah. So we're everything is a sale. We've been sold that. You know what I'm saying? To believe in this. You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So everything is a sale. You can break it down. Everything is a sale. Somebody's buying what you selling, or you bought what they sold. If you
Yep.
say, I want you to go to bed right now, well, Nana, let me get 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. You sold her to go to bed in 5 minutes. She sold you, give me 5 more minutes because you want it now. She said 5 more. Y'all just had a negotiation. Yeah,
Hmm.
no negotiation. Both sides of the party were happy. That's a deal.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so everything can be boiled down to that, you know what I mean, in life. And I just people don't think of it that way. They don't care. Then they wonder why people look at them a certain way or this and that, because that's how you presented yourself. That's how you sold yourself to society.
Ooh.
You go out in the bonnet, or you want to be a dirty dude, or you stink, or a thief, or you a scammer,
Ooh.
you are abusive. That's how people, when they know you, that's what you put out there. That's what you sold. That's what you've done. you know. Anyway,
Hmm.
I love sales. I can go on and on. Anyway, before we go, Trump wanted to get Panama and Greenland and a couple other places, and a lot of people are wondering what's going on. And I will say it is kind of strange, but if you look into it, I'll sum it up a little like this. So Panama was a part of Colombia, and it was its own country, but it was part of Colombia technically. And then they had to try to build the Panama Canal with the French. It didn't work so good. And the French one of the people that tried to get it done, then went to the United States and they wanted to get it done. But it wasn't that easy politically. And so then he sold it to the Panamanian people that, hey, why don't y'all just become an independent country? and the U.S. will back you. And then they became their own independent country. And then the U.S. backed them. So it wasn't a war, and it was a negotiation between Colombia, this and that, and Panama and the U.S. So it wasn't a war, even though, the United States had ships there and stuff to prevent it. They build the Panama Canal, okay, and of course the United States builds it and pay for it and things for the shipping and things to cut through travel around the world, and it's close to the United States as well. And so it was supposed to be like a 99-year lease, and part of the treaty was that the United States, when they would leave, that it would stay neutral, and that it would be no other foreign countries can operate there while that is there when we give it back to you. And if that's violated, then technically the United States can maybe step back in or not. Now, I skipped over a lot of stuff like in '89, Noriega, had control because the president of Panama mysteriously died in a plane crash. There's a lot of that happening. Things go on when you don't agree with certain things. Don't get on the plane, man. Which that's another thing. Don't get on no planes today anyway. I hope you can drive where you need to go. But anyway, so then Noriega was a military dictator. A lot of people know the name Noriega because the Americans went in there and took him out. But he was allegedly smuggling drugs with the CIA through Panama, and allegedly crooked. And when things allegedly didn't go right, they got him out of there allegedly. There's a lot of alleged things going on. But when the United States got out of the Panama area, and for those that don't know, my mom is from Panama. I've been there a few times, and she lived there to this day. So she always talk about Panama like it's the greatest place in the world. Let her tell it. You would thought it was the United States. But anyway, I get it. You're repping your hood. But to be going overboard. Anyway, so yeah, the United States did kill some people and mess up some stuff there. But eventually, the United States pulls out of Panama. The economy ain't exactly the same as it used to be because there's not as many Americans as there used to be there, although it is a lot of Americans there that live there. Not like my mom, who was born and raised there, but they call them expats, basically white people that got a little money, buy some stuff in other countries where it's cheaper, and live like a king. And so it's a lot of people that do that there, which there, hey, you can live like a king and things if you got your health and live in another country and Spanish or something, you'd be all right. But actually, a lot of them know English anyway. So here's the part where Trump come in. He's saying that China has been operating at different parts of the canal, and that's a violation, and that China shouldn't have any control or any operation or anything on the canal, and that, that's not good. Not good, China. Yeah, China shouldn't be there. He said neutral. Check out China. Now, one thing I will say, when I was in Panama, which was in the year 2000, that was the last time I was there in 2000. So that's been a long time. Yeah. They had Chinese people there a lot. And I remember getting some of the best Chinese food I ever had there. I was like, what? They had like Peking duck, all kinds of stuff. Like at just a regular Chinese food store, like the corner Chinese food.
I wouldn't think they would have that in Panama, but that's different.
Yeah, I was blown away. This was in 2000. That's 25 years ago. I was blown away then. I didn't think that. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, we got everything. Of course, you got to try to check. We got everything. You always trying to this, and we got everything. We this and that. Oh, my goodness. I just didn't know. Who would have thought they in there Chinese speaking Spanish? I just didn't think that. I don't know why. I just didn't. Anyway, I'm American. What'd you expect?
Right.
But I looked at a few videos, and they said that the Chinese helped build the railroads there. They've been there for like 150 years in Panama. And so they got like a big Chinese population there. But anyway, they saying that China is operating the ports, and the problem is a problem is that if they decide to slow down work or slow stuff up or stop stuff or raise prices or do anything, it affects the American economy. And so that's one of the things he do. And then also he's saying that Panama is charging high prices to America or something on the canal when they shouldn't be charging. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know too much about all of that, but the one thing about Chinese that a lot of people don't understand is that they do not assimilate. So when America goes to a country, people say, well, America go to country, build this or that. The difference is America goes somewhere, we'll have some Americans or engineers or people, but we'll hire a lot of local workers. You know, the people that's there will eat a lot of the local food, stay in the local, you know, use the people that's there. You know, it brings money to their economy. When Chinese people go, like for in Africa and build the roads, they bring everything from China down to the chef, to the medical. So they don't eat the African food. They eat only Chinese food cooked by the Chinese. They only live, they build their own places and live in there. They don't bring money to the economy or support anybody else. Nobody benefits. You know, so if they there in Panama, they probably only supporting their only thing. It's not probably gonna benefit. So they're very isolated, you know. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's a lot going on. Same thing with like Greenland and stuff. And then also Trump said he want to make what, Canada the 51st state.
Oh no, he wants them to be our friends because they threatening to tax tequila and they took all the American liquors out the liquor stores.
I better go buy some more tequila, man. I'm kind of low.
I know, right? Don't.
Boy, they will.
Maybe you can get a gift coming to the house soon of some tequila.
Sound good. It ain't that high yet. It ain't champagne prices yet, Dom P. If it is, ain't the people going to find something
I
else?
don't know. I mean, if they affect the price of Don Julio, people ain't gonna be able to act a folio.
I know, right? That might be good. Sit your butt down. No. Yeah, these people out here, man, that'll get you really in trouble. Trump, you know, when you start affecting the stuff that people like,
Yeah,
you know,
like
yeah,
tequila.
tequila too, and eggs. Ain't eggs like $5 too?
I got some eggs from Aldi's, and it was just a dozen for breakfast for Sunday for my grandkids. And yeah, $5 and some change while you playing. And that was from Aldi's. You know, Aldi's is usually $1 cheaper or whatever for any standard stuff. So yeah, Aldi's eggs was $5 and some change. My
Uh-uh.
son, I asked him to get some orange juice, and he brought me some nasty Sunny D. Right?
Ugh, that's not even
Oof,
orange juice.
it's
That's
not.
syrup.
He said a gallon of orange juice was $13. That's why he got the Sunny D.
That can't be right.
It was Kroger. He said it was $13.
For a gallon of orange juice,
I just think all the Mexicans are scared. Who picked the oranges right now?
they paying them the regular wage. That's what happened. Everybody talking about get them out of the country. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now you got to pay Americans to pick it.
Mm.
Uh, now don't nobody want. Bring them back. Bring them
So ain't
back.
nobody picking no oranges. So I'm just saying, give us another month or so. Yeah, groceries finna be high. They was already high.
Yeah, and that's the trick, man. A lot of people fell for it, thinking that they're gonna be able to go down lower when he was talking about tariffs. And they voted for that, not realizing that it's so obvious. Tariffs, you can Google what a tariff. People don't use their phones properly, man. They'll have
Well, do you know how much stuff that I get from China?
I know, but the
From Fashion
tariff,
Nova,
yeah,
from wigs, from bundles of hair to, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we order that seems American is from China.
yeah. And the problem with tariffs are that the consumer pays, not the country. And there's no way to really make the country pay. Truthfully, how could you make them pay? Because all they could do is just raise the price of the good again.
Hey, I like to clean, and I have a cleaner I like. It's called Mean Green. Mean
Uh,
Green used to be in the stores $3 for a little, 24-ounce bottle. Mean Green now has to be ordered on Amazon. You have to get a gallon or so. There's really no bottles. The bottle is going to be the price of the gallon if you find a bottle. So, like, Mean Green is just one small example of products and things that are going to be higher. And this was before Trump came in.
that's a different that's right, because that's a different reason that's happening. So that's the corporatization of a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this what happened with Mean Green, but I know Amazon has done this with a few things, which is buy up a brand. This is what Sears had did, but they created their own brand, like Craftsman Tools.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon will buy up a brand and then make it where you can only first they'll outbid it. So, like, say Mean Green was selling it for X amount, they'll have something else cheaper and take a loss on it because they got so much money they can afford to lose money on it just so everybody buys it up instead of the other product. The other product loses so much money they need to sell out. Amazon buys that product. Now you can only get that product on Amazon. Then they raise the price and it'll
Yeah.
never go down. And now they got you. And then eventually they keep doing that to enough things. They did it with paper towels, with toilet paper, with some other stuff when pandemic was happening and different things. That's when they started. But you do it enough, and it's like only a few places have everything now.
Yeah. Yep, because I mean, it started way before COVID, and I'm particular about my cleaning stuff. You were talking about Fabuloso. I'm a Fabuloso fan, but you talked about the plastics being in that, so I looked at something else since I have grandkids, and I'm like, okay, well, my go-to was Mean Green, but I got to pay $25, and when I pay the $25, it ain't like it comes tomorrow on Prime. You might not get that mean green for 2, 3 months. The last one I got took a long time.
Why it don't come Amazon Prime?
It doesn't. I don't know if they got to get it from somebody else or whoever, but if you look at Mean Green and look at that product, just look it up. If there's no Prime, there's no cheap. You got to get a gallon, and it's not going to be. Yeah, I waited a while. I waited a month or two for some Mean Green. I ain't gonna hold you. It used to be in Family Dollars and the Dollar Generals and stuff. There is no longer any Mean Green.
That's crazy.
Mean green, you can wash your car, mean green, you can
Yeah,
you can
I,
wipe down walls, like any type of outrageous thing, spray some mean green and it would clean it. And no, that's
I've
not
been
available no more like that.
for a long time as well, but they said it had that bacteria in it or whatever. So they probably got it fixed, but still,
The Fabuloso.
yeah, because they said it was a bacteria or something in it.
I'll still say whatever bacteria it is, if you burn it on the stove, it's gonna absorb every scent, garlic. If you done fried fish, whatever, it take it out the atmosphere. It
You just
smell good after you get done
lungs. That's the
cooking a
thing.
little bit of Fabuloso.
I just be afraid of inhaling Fabuloso. That's like in my lungs and shit. That's the first thing when you told me that went to my mind. I'm
So
not
what
gonna
about bleach? You don't have a problem with inhaling bleach?
yeah, I do. I don't inhale bleach.
Yeah, so I clean.
You know,
So
you're
if you
supposed
step in the
to cut your
bathroom and
bleach
it's
with
fresh clean,
water.
you gonna get some whiffs or some stuff
No,
like or
no.
yeah.
You cut your bleach with water. You don't just
Mm.
straight bleach on shit. That's not how you do it. You're supposed to cut your bleach one part.
Well, considering I got 2 grandkids and they go to daycare, pure bleach around this mug. Yeah, I'll
Uh,
put some water. I'll put it in some water. You feel me? But when
it
it's
work
in that
more
that,
or
that
less.
mixed bottle, it's pure cut. It ain't no cut on that. It's straight up.
Yeah, it don't make it work more or less. Just so you know, you just
I'm
wasting.
just I'm open to
You just
I-
wasted product. It's not going to work and kill more because it's straight or because it's like you dilute it too much. Yeah, but you do 1 part bleach, 2 parts water. That's in the
yeah.
medical field. That's how we was trained in the medical field.
Well, that's cool. I've never been in the medical field. That's good to know. But yeah, I'll
That
be
yeah,
killing.
just so you know, that ain't me making it up. Yeah. Demarcus
Mm.
Braun, shout out, man. Appreciate the support, man. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. definitely appreciate it before we get up out of here. But showing a little love in there. Every little bit helps. You say Samuel Jackson resemble Apollo Creed and Rocky 3, Living in America by James Brown.
Mm.
What you talking about, man? Castle Dragon, you say FYI, we use oranges in frozen storage across the USA for juice. So we are still good in orange supply. Yeah, but people suck down orange juice like it's no tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe for a time period. I don't know, the orange juice supply chain, but I do know that those are traded on the stock market. Orange juice, pork bellies, they're commodities. There's commodities trading. So it's billions of dollars based on the price of orange juice. I mean, just if anybody want to remember that, you can go back to the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. That's what they were showing him when he first walked in off the street. He like, oh man, y'all got it on your damn on you. They were commodities traders. And so what they did is and that's what the whole movie Trading Places was, is they wanted to get the crop report. And they had secret access to insider trading. They knew whether stuff would go up or down before anybody else. So they would invest their money accordingly before the trading opened and everybody knew, and make way more money. But in the movie, they faked the report. So they
Ain't that what Martha Stewart went to jail for?
Inside of trading, but it wasn't exactly like the movie. But yeah, fake the report. They put the money on the wrong thing. They got the report, read it, put the money on the right thing. They won, and the Dukes lost. And that's why dude was about to die on the thing or whatever.
Yeah, I feel that.
They would all went to jail. I'm sure the Dukes would have probably, they probably wouldn't have said nothing, because then they would have went to jail because they was the ones trying to get it. What they gonna say? They stole our secret.
See, Martha Stewart knew the stuff was about to go down, and her cousin was like, pull it, and she pulled it and went to jail. I said, oh, Lord.
Yeah, and I think that's messed up, because what happened with Martha Stewart and stuff, a lot of people in Congress do all the time, like Nancy Pelosi and things. They basically doing insider trading. If you know the government and things, it's a part of certain contracts, so they're gonna support certain businesses or do certain things. Allegedly, let me say allegedly.
Allegedly, okay.
They allegedly, they can put their money in different places. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio is worth over $100 million. That's public knowledge. That's not alleged. How you make $100 million with a job to pay what, 100,000, 200,000 a year?
So somebody telling you what to bid on, what to go in on, where to put your money at.
For real, for real. Castle Dragon, thank you, man. I appreciate the support. You definitely put a little up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a good time. Oh, take it off of that much. Rick Ross in here. Do by Rick Ross up in here. Oh,
I swear, right?
Before we go, one last topic I wanted to talk about, and that's all these airplanes falling out the sky. They had what, I think 5 plane crashes. Or
so as an entertainer, you about to get on a plane, what you finna do? You might have to go and read for a part or something. How you handling that?
I roll everywhere myself.
You ain't flying.
I'm booked for tomorrow. No, I'm playing. No, luckily I don't have anywhere to go on a plane right now.
Let's say you did. Would you be flying in, or would you be trying to drive? Let's say we're in Indianapolis. Let's say you had to drive to Texas, Vegas, Cali, someplace that's 10 hours or better. How would you handle it?
I'd probably, Cali is different. Vegas, ooh, yeah, Vegas. Yeah. Actually, it's a possible scenario. This might be, because I did audition for that role. If I was to get it, I would have to fly. I think it's in Canada somewhere. They say they filming.
Not Canada. Oh my.
Oh, right. So I'd have to go to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I definitely couldn't drive that one. Uh,
No.
technically, I could, but
Well, I
I
mean,
would.
I don't know because it's straight up from Indiana. It's 5 hours to Detroit, and I think 2 more hours, and you cross over into Canada. So that's like kind of driving to Atlanta or something. It would
But
depend on where in Canada
that,
you got to go.
yeah, I think it's like Toronto, which would be over New York. So
Mm.
technically, it could be done.
12 hours.
Yeah, well, yeah, it would be a lot, but technically it can be done. But I would probably fly. So then, let's say if I did do that, I would take the plane. And hey, I guess I'm already halfway there. If I go
In
down,
Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
might be some of these videos y'all can watch back and remember me and stuff. And that's about it. At
This
least
this
I
don't crash into me while I'm sitting on the runway waiting to take off. At least let me be in the air headed where
you
I'm about to
go
go.
viral with me. We'll go viral. What's the odds of me crashing into you? Two comics try to make it that's on YouTube crash into each other. One was on the plane, the other was minding their business at home, and they happened to crash into. We're gonna be the most famous comedians of all time. That story would never go away.
Well,
We just
everything I do is for my family, so I guess if I went that way, it was go to my family. But
they gotta write.
yeah,
Your daughter can write a book about you because everybody would want to know who was that woman. Well, who was
yeah,
she behind the scenes? Then she could write the book, and then your family be set for life, and that's how you did it.
yeah. I would like to be around for some money. Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
want to.
worst thing, ain't it? That's why One Journey say get insurance. Because when you die, they get money and celebrate and life go on. But you dead, you don't get to partake. Like
Not at all. Yeah,
yeah, I get that part. Why I got to die for y'all to keep going and have a good time? Damn it.
I want to enjoy it. I will say that.
Yeah, man. This stuff. The problem with the planes and things is allegedly a letter was sent to the air traffic controllers, an email saying you don't have to show up to work. The reason this happened is it's an alleged personal beef between Elon Musk and the head of the FAA. And the head of
Leave us out
the
of it.
FAA, they actually stepped down and quit. They said, I'm done with this. And they quit.
I heard they don't have no air traffic control director. I heard that.
Yeah, and it's been a shortage of air traffic controllers around the country for years. I remember when I was in college, one of my friend's older brother, was an air traffic controller. He was like, "That's a good job. You should do it." But
Mm,
I should have. He was making like 70 or 80 back then, and he was in his early 20s. I think he
yeah,
200 or something like that now. But you got to go to school for that, and it's not like something you can just walk in off the street for. Now, not to say you got to go to school for that is
but
bad.
maybe on the drive training probably back then when he first started.
Nah, he went to school for it then.
Okay.
And that was what was part of the deterrence because I was already in school for something else. I'd have to start all over again. So
Okay.
well, I didn't want to do it, because I'm like, that's 4 more years starting over doing this, or 3 years, whatever it was. I'm like, forget that. But
Mm,
yeah, had I would have known that in the beginning and did that, that could have been just a good stable job, move on with your life. But anyway, it's already a shortage. It's a good job, but that's part of social media's problem also, is that a lot of young people, that's not a glamorous job, being a construction worker or a plumber or this or that. You could be a
oh.
plumber and be a millionaire if you work it right and work your own business, at least be making 100,000 a year. How hard
Hmm.
is it to make 100,000 a year on social media or entertainment? It's hard. That's
It
hard.
is, but
Yeah,
it can
much
be
harder.
done. It can be done. It is just like with anything else. If you put your
Fuel.
mind to it,
It's
if that's
fuel.
what you want to
It's
do.
less needed at the end of the day because you can watch or be entertained by anything now. It's not that we're competing against what's new. We're competing against everything ever made. I can go on my TV and pull up anything on demand or YouTube, but I can watch The Soprano. I can watch I Love Lucy. I can watch something that came out today. I can watch anything. And so that's what I needed. But if your toilet stop up, you need that plumber right now. You need that maintenance man. You don't need to watch nothing on TV. You need that doo-doo down though. You
That's
know
a
what I'm saying?
super fact, but the good thing is you know how to do that too.
Yeah, let your air go out and it's 100 degrees outside. You need them. Go out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You need, that's a need. That's a need. You know what I'm saying? You want to land your plane? You need that. You need that. That ain't no choice. You need that. Or you
That's a
dead.
lot. That ain't no lie. Ain't
You
no
know what
lie.
I'm
We
saying?
need that.
For real. You need that. Straight up. Ain't no choice. I
I
don't need
seen
to
some
watch nothing.
comments
I can read
flying
a book.
from LA to Jacksonville, Florida. I was like, "Ooh, are y'all scared?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shoot, you could read a book. You ain't gotta watch nothing. You don't even have to have a TV. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a phone.
That's
Although
a
it would
fact.
be difficult. It'd be difficult these days, but you know, but
I'll
you know,
say from watching the first 48, if you commit a crime,
yeah,
leave your phone at home.
I guess somebody can get smart with me and say you don't need a house, you could be homeless. I guess you taking it pretty low. Don't nobody really want that. I guess you don't need that. You need some shelter. Can't even the homeless need a tent, a box, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't just lay there.
No,
That
not yet. Pretty
yeah, that
soon they might get rid of it to where we ain't nobody got no house. Hell, they doing everything else.
here go a conspiracy theory that I see, and it's scary. And we'll end on this one. I'm gonna scare everybody with this one since you said that. You said pretty soon ain't nobody gonna have a house. Well, they keep having a lot of people come from other places that got more money or working or getting jobs that other people can't or don't want, or they willing to work or I mean stay together in homes, 2, 3 in the home so that the bills are paid, where
Mm.
everybody in America by themselves struggling. Next thing you know, Americans that have been here would be homeless, and other people from everywhere else would be living in these homes and be Americans, be the new
We
Americans.
already there. That's why he trying to send everybody back. But
Because with the foreign stuff now, if you ain't got money from another place coming somewhere, or you sending, or those people working places and sending all the money they make to another place, another country, which means that money don't circulate in our community. So it's not like they work at these places. So now they spending stuff in the community. So the community need to hire another employee because it's always busy, or it's always busy. So let's build a strip mall, or it's always busy. So let's do this or that. No, they spend all the money somewhere else, so they don't hire, they don't build, nothing happens.
hey, so imagine being a single mother with kids, and all of a sudden, all of your kids are adults and working their own jobs and start filing their own taxes. Everybody talks about getting, $8,000 to $10,000 back. Wait till them kids grow the hell up. Like that's some ugly shit right there. When you go from getting 10,000 back to owing, or trying to, claim your business and donations to charities to keep from owing.
Well,
Yeah, that's where.
yeah, that's a trap right there. Also, that's like why men didn't like to pay child support and stuff because they know that as soon as it's over, these people you was giving money, or like if you was getting all that, that mean they wasn't managing it right in the first place because you could have been set for life, 18 years, 10,000. That's $180,000. Could have
Yeah,
paid
but
out. Could have
yeah,
did this. Could have did that. Plus, from the get go, it's only gonna be 18 years. So you could have been saving. You could have been planning. Like, yeah, I was a single parent. I had to claim and do this. So I knew it's only a finite of time and they gonna move on. So if
yeah.
I would jerk this off, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? So when
Run
I
it
would
up while you got it.
I
That's
would
that's
do
that's the moral to the
it
story.
and people then that's why when they see it happen and they don't think, so they have another baby. Because they was never really a person that was really ready to be managing it on their own to begin with. Because why would they
Ooh, well, well,
came up
well.
with another plan all this time other than have another one, get another child support, get some more check, and then have enough because that's all they can think
I
of.
don't understand men that just never get a return. Women, it's all perks, it's all benefits for the men. I would think they would cover up their penis a little bit better because they got everything to lose.
Smart men, Smart men do. I only got one child, and it was never. I got so many condoms. I bought so many. I got condoms now. I really don't use them. I'd rather have and not need than need. Now I got a machine gun. I hope I never need it, but I got it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I hope I never
well,
need
the
it,
way
but
that things are going, you might need it pretty
I
soon.
hope not.
So,
But I hope not. But you ain't gonna catch me with my pants down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta
I
protect
feel that.
my guns ready. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel that.
Yeah, shoot. I done had a gun since I lived here. I've been at what 21 years, 22. I say after the
Hey,
first years.
well,
I never
it's been a pleasure getting the game from a man. I ain't gonna
yeah.
hold you.
Look,
Getting it
I ain't
from the other
never,
side, you know.
never pulled a gun on nobody since I've been here. Nobody pulled a gun on me. I ain't never got into nothing like that. And I pray I die and it continue that way. But
So far, be
if it do,
you
I ain't gonna let
prepared and you ready.
damn right. You ain't gonna push
Yeah.
sitting there talking about some help me or please don't or woe is me or I'm outside helping everybody behave all the time. I do, but if you don't, I'll straighten you out.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hey, I've already said I bend you over this knee. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
are you ready for your $5 orange juice with your McDonald's in the morning or your
I stopped drinking
Chick-fil-A?
a long time ago. I got a couple frozen ones left, but from Aldi's, but I don't drink orange juice like that because it give me heartburn.
Yeah,
So
the acid be doing a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, as I'm getting older, I guess. You know what tripped me out, man. I didn't realize because I used to think so much of these people growing up, but and I think I told you this actually. But for those that watching, I'm 46 now. I know I don't, man, but, anyway, that's the same age as JFK. Like I used to think of JFK as accomplished so much or being not like so old like Ronald Reagan, but like older and things. And be like, man,
Hmm.
now I'll be like, wow. Like I still kind of don't feel my age. I still feel like myself
But
before.
he was a young man when he got killed. And
He
46 is
was,
old, but it's kind of young as far as on the presidential side.
yeah, very young presidential, but yeah, it's like middle age. Like, but I used to think of being like in your 40s and stuff as old. Where I guess he was different because most people at 46 back then they'd be hunched over or wearing them old fedoras or with a old checker hat and some baggy old slacks and a cane. And he was kind of somewhat fit and vibrant, even though we learned he had all kind of issues. But anyway, and then Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was only 39.
That's crazy.
He looked
And
so old
then
in pictures.
and
He
then
looked
for you, the orange one to come in and be like, ain't no Martin Luther King Day. What? We just got it. And then like the jobs that I've had have never celebrated it. But you know, happy Black History Month.
wow.
Yeah.
But damn. But yeah, man, that's the thing, man. 39. I never realized he was that young. 39. Let me double
Yeah.
check. I'm pretty sure that's how old he was, but I said it too many times. I don't want to be wrong. But yeah, man. Young man. Very young man. Yeah, he was 39. That's what I thought. I don't know my black history now. But
Yep.
yeah, too young. Just so young. Look at this face, man. He looks like he's 45.
Yep.
This dude was 39.
He
Oh
had the
my
weight of
God.
the world on him.
For real. For real. For real. And a lot of his pictures, you never see him smile either. Is he smiling in any of these pictures? Yeah,
No.
I've never seen him smile really.
Hmm.
Nothing to be giggling and carrying on.
Now when you getting hosed down by water hoses and the police want you and somebody actually went through and assassinated him, that's real crazy.
39 years old, man. That's
Hmm.
a young dude, Malcolm X. How was Malcolm X? 25 to 65, 35, 45, 55, 65. He was just 40 or was about to be 40. Damn.
Yep.
Malcolm X was just, I thought he was a year or two older, though, but I couldn't remember. I know he died first before
Yep.
Malcolm. That's why I was off a little because he was a couple years older, but he died a year or two before. He died at 65. Or killed, rather, I should say. When is King 68, I think.
Well, there you have it.
I always remember the year King. It's easy for me. 10 years before I was born. So, yeah, 68. I was born in 78. So, I always remember that because I just think, like, damn, just 10 years. If I would have been born 10 years prior, it could have been living in segregation and stuff.
Yeah, and you probably would have been militant and speaking out for sure.
Yeah, think about you. You only 4 years. If
Yeah.
you'd have been born 4 years sooner, or 5, 6 years sooner, you would have been living through segregation and stuff. Like people act like they should get over this, or like Jim Crow is so long
And you
ago.
know what? I feel a different way about it because like segregation. Um. Hmm. I listening to my grandparents, like that wasn't necessarily a benefit for us. It introduced us into a lot of different activities and mindsets that black people didn't typically have before being introduced
Oh, yeah.
or,
You
put with
mean
white
immediate
people.
segregation is not a benefit, you know,
Yeah,
necessarily
so
to certain things. I agree. It definitely had its benefits as far as socially, and you ain't a second class citizen. But economically and as a people, it was very bad for the black community. Lost everything, lost all the black businesses, the
yeah,
social
like
everything.
windmilling on your mama, we didn't know nothing about that prior to be.
On your mama. Ah, you just not
Yeah.
didn't know that till just now either. But I mean, I get what you mean though. So, but yeah, man, all of that. Like for example, and this is actually true. The first black millionaire, period, was Madam C.J. Walker. And why? Because she catered to black women in the hair care community. Why is it that black women are still not catering to black women in the hair care community? It's other countries and other companies that are owned by other countries doing it.
Mm.
Black women knew it, made it, got gobbled up, taken out, and then so like, and we were still doing it overall
Well,
because
Jay, that's a deeper conversation. They was able to do that because we didn't like us. We
well,
didn't want the hair that we had after the Madam C.J. Walker took us
no,
through, put
still
the
don't.
pressing comb on it. We didn't want that hair, so
Still
that's
don't.
why.
Black women still don't. They still the number one hair care consumer. They still buying wigs and weaves
What
and
type of hair care did I have yesterday?
I don't even pay attention to.
I wear the hair care that comes out the roots of my head, but most black women are not,
Yeah,
ready to
that
do
was
that.
based on you. It wouldn't be a giant wig store right there on 38th and Post. So you ain't the
Yeah.
target audience.
It's
Yeah,
still there. It's still there. It's still there. So yeah. Now I don't
yeah.
know how long it's gonna be there with us not being able to get anything shipped from China.
People
So
also spend money on their looks, in
you
my opinion.
start you finna start seeing them braids that go up under the wigs and things like that.
Right. People may not get it done as often, or the prices may change, but people gonna still prioritize over that, especially in our community. That's been proven throughout all the recessions and things throughout America is that people still gonna get their looks together in our
That's a
community.
fact. That's a fact.
And that's unfortunate. That goes back to slavery and the mind brainwashing of not having nice stuff. You couldn't. And then, being treated a certain way because you look a certain way in this country. And especially
Hmm.
if you're a certain color and you look a certain way, you in trouble. So throughout that trauma, each generation has been taught look presentable, brush your hair, don't go outside, don't do this, do that, da, 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 da. And so we put a certain value through each of our generations into that, whereas other communities that don't have that don't feel that way and walk out doing all kind of stuff And again, like you alluded to earlier, the ways that we adopted, now our people starting to walk out with all kind of stuff and
Yep.
sleep clothes and stuff like that. That ain't what we would have did before. We would have got on people like that. They walked out in sleeping clothes or their hair and
So
stuff.
integrating the schools wasn't always the best thing. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. You know, one of the things I noticed is that when I was in Chicago, like I never went to like an integrated school or college, and I noticed that friends that did go to that stuff tried all kind of drugs and was exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would have never saw or we never thought of. And what? And they're like, yeah, we tried this, we did that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we ain't agree to huff no spray
Nothing.
paint.
Yeah, you talk about huff. Let's just say fee at the back of it, huffy bicycle. The conversation, I ain't huffing nothing. No spray, no paint,
Bath salts, none of that.
no damn computer air cleaner, nothing.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they stick stuff up their nose all the time. I wouldn't even stick a pea up my nose. I remember my nephew stuck a pea up my nose. We laughed at him for that, sticking stuff up your nose. Unless it ain't your finger. What's wrong with you? Sticking your finger up your nose, nasty. Do that.
We done had a relative with an M&M lodge in they shit, so I already know how that is.
I hope it wasn't a peanut in there.
I don't know if it was, but yeah, M&M up in there.
That's great. Get ready to get up out of here, man. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say, would I rather be Super Bowl MVP or league MVP? Man, league MVP. Super Bowl MVP is great, but that's a one-game thing. It's a lot of people that's been Super Bowl MVP that ain't that great of a quarterback, but had a decent game or whatever. League MVP, you one of the greats. You the greatest of the league. So I'd rather league MVP. I may not win the Super Bowl, but I was one of the greats. I didn't win the Super Bowl because my teammates suck. I blame it on them.
I have enjoyed chopping it up with you tonight, as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll get ready to get up out of here. But everybody, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Go ahead and check out Aisha.
Yeah, they definitely been commenting. Aisha the comedian on all social media. AISHA.
There you have it. All right, y'all have a good night. I hope y'all ain't lose no money on the Super Bowl. I hope ain't nobody put too much money on the Super Bowl.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Moore Reviews. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem, Miss Comedian, the lifestyle, right? Whatever else you wrote on there.
The lifestyle night party. That's the old podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update that.
Yeah, that was a lot. All right, y'all. Deuces.
Good night.